Hey everybody, it's McRaj. I just have a couple of quick things for you today. Obviously, we did not see any of the plutonium 239 in action on 23/9. So that's a good thing. That means we're not necessarily going to see tactical nukes on the battlefield anytime soon, but something else kind of disturbing happened on Saturday, the 23rd. There was an incident where Russians encountered Leopard 2 tank, which is, of course, a German tank. And we know most of the NATO members, the US, the UK, and countries like Germany have been supplying Ukraine with equipment and tanks and artillery pieces. Now, in this case, they're claiming that after they destroyed the tank, they've discovered that it was occupied by German soldiers. And the driver claimed he was not a mercenary, but he was actually part of the German armed forces. So this would be a huge turn in the Ukraine conflict if this is confirmed and the cat's out of the bag. Russia could really take this as NATO officially getting involved. And then they could retaliate against Germany with some of their long-range missiles. And then, of course, NATO would invoke, I think it's called Article 5, where basically if one NATO member is under attack, all of NATO is considered under attack. Let me make sure I have that right. Yep, Article 5. One NATO member is attacked, each and every other member must act as if they are under attack as well. So if Russia decides to retaliate for this, that right there could be Russia versus NATO instead of Russia versus Ukraine. And anyway, just throwing that out there because I haven't heard a whole lot about this. There are numerous posts on X, formerly known as Twitter. Would be a huge deal if there were actual members of the German army, German armed forces, and not just mercenaries. We know that there are Americans and Canadians and lots of other Western countries sending mercenaries, people who are being paid to fight on behalf of Ukraine. Anyway, that's one of the quick stories I wanted to throw out there. More attacks on Russian-held Crimea today and Sevastopol, the port city in the Crimean Peninsula. There's a few clips of air raid sirens going off and some explosions. Anyway, my audio acts a little funny when I have my Bluetooth headphones on. You can check that out for yourself. There was a massive power outage in St. Petersburg, and also some what sound like explosions, flashes in the sky, and people heard pop. So I don't think they know officially what caused that, but it was a fairly large power outage in the second largest city in Russia. And then I also want to throw this out there from this very interesting blog. This guy focuses on biblical prophecy, end-time prophecy, and he believes that this sustainable development goals, which was put forward by, was it the WEF? It was one of those big global foundations. I guess it's a UN initiative, United Nations. They signed a 7-year treaty for sustainable development goals, and of course, all of the watchmen on the walls who are watching biblical prophecy are awaiting a 7-year treaty of sorts, which I guess is the confirmation of the covenant. He will confirm a covenant with many for 7 years. The Antichrist established a 7-year treaty at the beginning of the last 7 years. This gentleman is not a pre-tribber, but he does, I believe, he does believe in a 7-year peace treaty to kick off the final 7 years, and he of course believes that he believes in a pre-wrath rapture. So sometime in the second half of that final 7 years, he believes that a catching up in the air will occur right before the bowls of wrath are poured out. But certainly during that period of tribulation, he believes that we will go through the majority of the final 7 years, and also a good chunk of the Great Tribulation, which is the 3.5 year period in the second half of the 7 years. Anyway, he is bringing up that SDG, S is the 19th letter of the alphabet, D is the 4th, G is the 7th. So SDG could possibly represent 1947, which, of course, a lot of things happened in that year, including the Roswell incident with the crashed UFO, the year Aleister Crowley and Nicholas Roerich died, year Admiral Byrd, I guess he's the guy who explored the Antarctica, and he supposedly saw the inner Earth. And then 19.47 degrees latitude, both north and south. There are tons of pyramids right on that latitude all around the world. And the degrees of the points of the Star of David when placed in a circle and aligned with north and south. You get 19.47 degree angles. So he thinks that the Sustainable Development Goals 7-year treaty could be biblically significant. And this September 23rd event that he's talking about is in fact the incident with the Russians and the Germans. It may be that we may look back and see that this is the day when the Ukraine conflict became a world issue rather than just a Ukraine versus Russia issue. So anything else, I'm sure I'm missing a bunch of other weird headlines. There's chaos in the economy right now. I mean, gas is going up, unemployment. I mean, just anecdotal stories of people I know, people that they know, relatives, distant relations, a lot of people getting laid off, having trouble finding work, having trouble finding affordable housing and affordable vehicles. Like I said, gas is going up here. It's almost $4 a gallon for the cheap stuff. And we can get away with the cheap stuff in most of our vehicles, but we try and keep the nice vehicle nice. So we try to shell out for, the stuff with no ethanol for the newer vehicle. But anyway, it's getting expensive out there. The stock market's bouncing all around. The 10-year yield is going up pretty rapidly. All signs of an unstable and very risky environment in terms of investing in the stock market. So, adios, muchachos. McRaj signing off.